So for those that are less familiar with EBRD, although I think looking at the room, most of you are, just a couple of words. We are owned by 72 countries, including the EU and the EIB. We have been funded in 1991, following the collapse of the Soviet Union, to help the reconstruction and development of former Soviet countries. And in the years, this mandate have been evolving, and we have been also opening offices in the Western Balkans, in Turkey, in the Southern and Eastern Mediterranean region. Our capital base is 34 billion euros, and last year there was a historic change to our capital base, which has been increased by 4 billion euros to help support Ukraine reconstruction and fight against the war. The investments that we have, the annual investment that we have every year in Ukraine is around 1.5 billion euros. So between 2022 and 2023, we invested 3 billion euros in total. We expect to double this amount once the war ends and reconstruction happens. This is our commitment. And besides, this capital increase will also help us do more in our country's operation, including Montenegro. So while we are here to develop open and sustainable market economies in countries committed to and applying democratic principles. We operate in 36 countries. 36 countries, ranging from Europe to Asia. We work across 3 continents. And we have been working in Montenegro since 2007. The measure that we use to assess our impact is what we call transition impact or transition qualities, which are reported here. In fact, many people ask me actually what transition report means. It's actually fitting within this narrative that we have on the ways we are assessing our impact when we operate. We have 6 transition qualities: competitive, inclusive, resilient, well-governed, integrated, and green. And we have a country strategy. I will go through that later, where the key priorities, strategic priorities of the EBRD are defined for the years to come. So the bank has been operating, as I mentioned, since 1991 and expanding broadly its remit. In latest years, our annual investment is around 13 billion plus. And we have so far, we invested in 6,650 projects, and annually we normally invest between 400 to 500 projects a year in our country's operation. Our focus is private sector. In fact, you see here we have 79% as EBRD is dedicated to private sector. Therefore, the work via local financial institutions, direct lending to private clients to help them really develop businesses in a more, again, competitive, inclusive, resilient, well-governed, integrated, and green way. So that's really the aim. In Montenegro, we invested 805 million euros so far. Last year only, we have invested 80 million and mobilized 25 million from local bank NLB, and I salute the CEO present here today. And we supported 8 projects last year. Overall, we invested into 86 projects since we opened our office in Montenegro. And here in Montenegro, as opposed to the other countries where we are operating, is actually the other way around. Our focus is mostly on the public sector. So approximately 60%, 59% is dedicated to public sector, whereas 41% of our share goes towards private sector development. The EBRD has 3 key strategic priorities in Montenegro. We are, for this period, so it's between 2021 and 2026, we have a country strategy. We are meant to, therefore, deliver investments, policy, technical assistance in these 3 areas. We are supporting green transition. So last year, you may have read about our investment with the Gvozd wind farm with EPCG. It's the first utility-scale wind farm delivered by the state-owned utility, which, again, was co-financed with NLB Bank. We have supported last year also Voli, the main retail chain, to integrate solar panels in their operation. And also we worked with the transmission service operator, CGS, for the acquisition of a variable shunt reactor in the transmission between Lasua and Plevia, which this was a loan extension, let's say, from a previous operation that the EBRD has supported back in 2013. We have also cooperated with our partner banks. We have launched a number of products, green, it's called GEF, as you can see in the slide, Green Economy Financing Facility, Women in Business, which is a credit line dedicated to women-led enterprises, Youth in Business. Hello? Yes. The same, but with enterprises that are led by youth. And alongside these activities that we supported with the main banks here, CKB, NLB, Altermodo specifically last year, and also on the trade facilitation program we are working with Hipotecarna Banca, we have supported the mobilization of technical assistance and of investment grants. Let's say in the past few years, I would say that the amount of investment grants and technical assistance have been north of 130, 140 million euros. Just last year, we managed to obtain, together with the EIB, from the Western Balkans Investment Framework, the EU, an investment grant and technical assistance of 112.6 million for the reconstruction of the railway between Bar and Gulobovci, Podgorica. So these are main strategic infrastructure developments that we see going forward and that we'll be working on in the years to come. We are also engaged on the highway, Bar Bogliare, and supporting an update of the feasibility study. And we are also supporting the development of various energy infrastructure developments and projects, both on the investment side, and here you can see some of the technical assistance that have been mobilized last year to help prepare those projects, because again, Montenegro has huge renewable energy potential. However, it requires the infrastructure to be able to exploit it and to be able to make good use of it.